Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I'm so glad that you've decided to join us, Temple Micah, and me, Rabbi Adam Morris, also known as Rabbi Mo, and Hal Aqua, one of our musicians in residence, for our annual Yom Kippur Afternoon service. The traditional Yom Kippur Afternoon service is, well, honestly, not one that many attend. It's part of the dog hours of Yom Kippur Afternoon. There's avodah, recreating the sacrificial cult. There's a martyrology, reviewing those awful moments when people's lives were ended for being Jews. It was always a part of liturgy that I struggled with, really didn't like a lot. And so over the years, tried to find a way for us as a community to explore, express, well, what were the themes? What's the spirit of this part of the afternoon? And I came to understand in my study and own experience that I think it's about us individually and collectively understanding our place in history, in our history, in the world's history, which has been hard and challenging. But even in revisiting those moments, having that appreciation of not just where we've come from and where we may be, but still with that glimmer of hope of where we may go. Because that's still has been, was, and always what will be about how we move forward, how we create the world the way we envision it. And so what we've come up with is, well, our Yom Kippur Afternoon service, we call it Contemporary Wisdom, Contemporary Prophets, Ancient Wisdom. And we look at our historical moment and we say, wow, what's going on? Where have we been? Where are we? And with those same themes and ideas of hopefulness, of promise, of girding ourselves up, we look to some contemporary prophets who might help us do that. And how I have done that this afternoon, and particularly in this historical moment, we feel the weight of the world. It feels overwhelming. It consumes us. However, more do we need this perspective, this wisdom, that we've been in tough, awful spots before, but we keep moving forward. And we continue to not just see the way we want the world to be, but make it that way, even in our own little corners. So this afternoon, this Yom Kippur Afternoon service will be, we've chosen music, contemporary prophets, whose ancient wisdom reminds us of acknowledging our pain, our worry, our fear, but reminds us of our opportunities and our possibilities. This is why we do what we do. When we gather, well, we gather because when the world out there is too tough, we just say, come on in. Drink from the wellspring of this tradition, its wisdom, and community. Get comforted, get strong, get renewed. Well, better said, better written, better sung by Tom Waits. Come on up to the house, everyone. Let's feel good. Let's get better. Let's feel connected.
And then the sky is cracked. Come on up to the house. The only things you can see, all that you lack. Come on up to the house. All your crying don't do no good. Come on up to the house. Come down off the cross, we can use the wood. I said, come on up. In the fire, come on up to the house, and you're singing lead soprano in the junk man's choir. Come on up to the house. This life's so nasty,
So in particular, the ancient wisdom that we weave our contemporary prophets through in this Yom Kippur afternoon service comes from the book of Vayikra, Leviticus. And the oasis of the laws about sacrifice and the whole pieces and parts of the sacrificial cult is an oasis we call the Holiness Code. It begins, Kedoshim Tehiyu. It is a charge to our ancestors to be holy. There they are, just removed from slavery, from generations of toil, of stress, of loss, of pain. Certainly feeling overwhelmed by their world. And while they're free, they're in this wilderness that they don't know what's up ahead. And what God, through Moses, charges them is Kedoshim Tehiyu. Okay, you feel awful, you feel overwhelmed. It seems like too much, but it's also a new beginning. Kedoshim Tehiyu. You can be holy. You can make yourselves and your community holy. Embrace this new beginning. As hard as it may seem, it's an opportunity. Go and make it happen. So let's go and, be inspired not just by the words of Vayikra, Leviticus, but by Tracy Chapman as she sings, or as Hal sings her words, New Beginning. So as we get ready to actually weave in these ancient words of Leviticus, Vayikra, and hear them read and or chanted by people in our community, we start with the blessing before the Torah readings. Please join me if you like. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim. V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe Lemor Daber el Kol Adat Bnei Yisrael V'marta Elohim Kedosh Im Tira'u Kadosh Ani Adonai Elohehem Ish Imu Ve'aviv Tira'u Ve'et Shabbatai Tishmaru Ani Adonai Elohehem Al Tifanu El HaElohim Velohe Maseka Lo Ta'asu Lachem Ani Adonai Elohim.
It's interesting to me that after this charge to be holy, the first thing that our sacred stories say to our ancestors and to us has to do with our family, our parents. There's something fundamental, essential in turning to those relationships, that foundation, and making them right and true and honest. In a way, those relationships and how we work in our families, with our parents, with our kids, with our siblings, with our partners, are ripples into each and every other relationship in our lives. So we look out into our world and wonder, what's going on out there? What can I do? It may seem counterintuitive, but we first look inward and look to those essential relationships, just like Torah says. Turn to our mother, our father, our brother and sister, and respond to that question, what's going on? Better than I said it, Marvin Gaye responded to that question too, with his classic, what's going on?
There's too many of you crying.
uvratem et kitzior artem. Lo tichalea pa'at sharas b'karzer u'lekar katzraha lo tigo tilocate uvhamercha lo teolel uperet karmecha lo tilacate le'ani below le'ovo itam ani Adonai Elohehem lo tigovu velo tachafeshu velo tashveru ish ba'amito velo hashveru vishamaya Lashaker ve'alelot et shem Alohecha ani Adonai lo teoshok et re'ah velo tigol lo talin pe'olah shaker itam aboker.
So what does our tradition, what's wisdom say to us in this moment? How do we respond when the world challenges us? We start with our essential relationships. And then we move out. And what do we look to? Who do we look to? Well, Vayikra, the Holiness Code, says to us, pay attention to those out there who are other, the widow, the orphan, the stranger. Look to them, care for them. That's a primal, fundamental response. That's an essential way that we bring holiness to our lives and the world. That we say to those out there who we formally categorize as other, or those who may not have the title but feel that way, we say, you're not alone. You're loved, supported. We say what Bill Weathers said in his song, hey, brother, sister, lean on me.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we all rise, we know the things always do tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on forward. It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Oh, please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow for, no one can fill those of your needs that you don't let you. So just call on the brother when you're down. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on forward. It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean
Lo tekalel cheresh v'lifnei iver lo titein mikshol ve'aret hamelohecha ani Adonai lo ta'asu avel b'mishpat lo tisa v'nei dal v'lo tedar penei gadol b'tzedek tishpot amitecha lo telech rachil ve'amecha Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa, ani Adonai. Lo tisna et achicha biovavecha, hocheach tochiach et amitecha, v'lo tisa elav chet. Lo tikom v'lo titor et b'nei amecha, ve'avta l'reacha chamocha, ani Adonai.
V'ahavta l're'echa kamocha. Love your neighbor as yourself. Maybe when it all comes down to it, well, like another contemporary prophet wrote, it's all about love. It's all there is. Even in our tradition's most important moment, the moment at Sinai, we call that revelation. We think about the words that were revealed, and I don't know that that's it. The words were just a way we human beings tried to name what we felt. Because at Sinai, the revelation was a revelation of pure love. Don't think about love as just in the way of romantic love or just only the way we feel about another. It's more than a feeling, emotion. Love is a cosmic power that makes the universe go. And when we are able to love ourselves and let that power flow through us towards others, yes, the others in our inner circles who we know, but especially those we don't know, especially those that are not like us. With that love flow, then we get close to Kedoshi, towards holiness. Then we get close toward responding to whatever the world, the cosmos, the universe throws at us. Love, that's it. We have to feel it, know it, express it, experience it. James Taylor wrote and sung about this, giving us our challenge, our contemporary perspective on the ancient wisdom. Shower the people. James Taylor.
Oh, you can play the game, you can act a part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another,
now that we've completed our Torah readings, hearing a bit of our sacred stories, we join together in the blessing after these readings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. So as we conclude our time together in this part of our Yom Kippur observance, you've probably picked up our theme. Out there in the world, all of us are feeling it. It's a difficult time. In many ways, one of the most difficult in most of our lifetimes. And yet, there's still hope. Hope's the foundation of what we're about as human beings, as certainly as a Jewish community. As we started, and as we mentioned, that no matter what the world has thrown at us, we still believe in the power we have, the opportunity we have to move forward, to change the world, to heal the world. And so we end our time with what's been one of our staples in this Yom Kippur afternoon service of contemporary prophets. George Harrison's Here Comes the Sun.
Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I sing, it's alright. Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly